Today's guest on Your Traitor Within is Paula Devine, a certified recovery coach professional and a founder of Happiest Hour Concierge Sobriety, where she helps women break free from alcohol and create lives filled with joy and purpose. For more than 30 years, alcohol was woven into Paula's life, from high school parties through college, into a career in the alcohol industry, and later into motherhood. It was how she relaxed, celebrated, and coped with stress. From the outside, it probably looked fine. But behind the smiles were years of anxiety, crushing hangovers, shame, and disappointment. Walking away was not easy, but it was the most powerful choice she ever made. Today, Paula lives with more clarity, true presence, and peace than she ever thought possible. And now she helps other women find the same sense of freedom. Paula understands the traitor within that keeps us stuck in cycles that no longer serve us. And today she's here to share how she broke free and how women can as well. Paula, welcome to Your Traitor Within podcast. Thank you ahead of time for your vulnerability and insight as you tell your story on Your Traitor Within.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you so much for having me on. I love your podcast.
Thank you. And I am so honored to have you on. You're doing such wonderful work for women and for people in this space. So do tell me a little bit about yourself and about your Traitor Within.
Okay, well, I'm a mom and a wife, and after throughout my journey of letting go of alcohol and helping other women find their joy, I founded my business called Happiest Hour. It's a concierge sobriety. It is a women's coaching practice, and also I have a community, and I'm here in South Florida.
And community is so important. When we're helping each other, it, the support is unmeasurable, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. I have found that the connections I've made on this journey have made everything so much easier. At one point, I've tried to do it alone and I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. And once I started making connections and reaching out to others who were on the same path, it made my life a lot easier.
And so you offer a service or a community for people. Is it an alternative to AA or is it alongside AA? What is it? What is it exactly?
It does work really well along with AA, whereas AA is more spirituality.
Hmm.
I teach practical tools, so whether you hire me as a private one-on-one coach, or if I also have a community of women, you pay a fee, you sign up online just like you would sign up for a gym class.
Hmm.
And you come here and you connect with other women who are on the same path. We share things that we're grateful for. We share struggles that we're going through, and we all can relate. We've all been there. It's a safe space to come and just feel connected without any judgment. And I think it's a really good thing to have in hand with AA. So,
Hmm.
I am an advocate for that as well. That's another form of fellowship. Happiest Hour is a great place to come, and it goes very well. It complements AA. So, what you're not getting in AA, you can get here.
Hmm. And I love the word you use, safe space, because that's
Mhm.
so important. If a person doesn't feel safe, they can't be vulnerable, and being vulnerable is part of the work, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's where the real work begins, is when we
Hmm.
start to become vulnerable, we
Hmm.
become humble, let our ego go just a little bit, and
Hmm.
that's transformative.
Hmm. So, if you don't mind, will you just take me back a little bit into your Trader Within story and where alcohol plays a part in that story?
Okay, well, excuse me. I have had a very long journey with alcohol. I started drinking pretty early on in high school. I did not grow up in a home that there was a lot of alcohol. My parents were not big drinkers, really. They were really hardworking people that didn't come from a lot. So they worked really hard to provide a nice environment, family upbringing for me and my brother and sister. And so I started drinking in high school. I was pretty outgoing. And as soon as I started drinking, it was like, oh, this is for me. I feel good.
Mhm.
This is fun. I was all about it. Sign me up. So I
Hmm.
drank throughout high school. I wasn't a great student in high school, but I was a pretty decent golfer. So I
Mm.
went to college to play golf for 1 year. And I realized after that year that nope, I want to be partying with my friends in college. So I left that, went to college, and I did what I needed to do. I got my degree, I studied when it was time to study, and I partied when it was time to party. It really wasn't getting in the way of my
Hmm.
goals.
Hmm.
And then after college, I went to work in the liquor industry. I have family in the business, so through some connections, I got a job in the liquor business. So mm, alcohol was very much woven into my life. I met my husband in the industry as well. So it was what we did on vacation. We spent, many trips revolved around our business in alcohol. And from there, we had a great lifestyle. There was really no problems or issues with alcohol. And then I got pregnant. Within 15 months, I had two kids. I didn't drink through my pregnancies or anything like that. And then that slowly evolved into, the culture of, you need a drink. You're stressed out. The kids are stressing you out. And connecting with other moms and parties
So
and
tell me a little bit about the mommy culture and the drinking. I don't
okay.
think, yeah.
Well, it was definitely a way to connect and relax while the kids were playing. So let's all have a drink, or, maybe even bring a drink to the park, or come over, let's open a bottle and we'll throw the kids in the pool. It just became such a natural progression from
Mm-hmm.
from working and then, being in that culture.
Mm-hmm.
It just was, yeah, like I said, it was just woven into every
Hmm.
part of my life.
Hmm. And at that point, did you see, was it interfering in any part of your life, or was it still, you were still able to function?
Yes, I was very high functioning. I get all the things done. I do what I need to do as a mom. I was involved in the school. I was involved with the kids' sports. I took the kids wherever they needed to go. I was always super on top of things.
Hmm.
And at some point, when the kids got a little bit older, I noticed that I was really, that the alcohol was really starting to hush things down a little bit. Like, okay, now it quieted me down because I was functioning and doing all the things, and then all the stress that goes along with motherhood.
Hmm.
And then you're also being told that, oh no, you need that. You've had a rough day.
Hmm.
You need a drink,
Right.
obviously.
Society does say that.
They do.
Hmm.
So between subconsciously thinking, this is what I need to calm
Hmm.
down, this is what I need to have fun, this is what I need to connect with other people, I really had never considered stopping doing it. It was just seemed so normal.
Hmm.
Um,
Anyone around you notice that you were drinking a lot, or was it, like you said, just normal for everyone?
I think it was really normal for everyone. Nobody, and I think that's the most confusing part about our
Hmm.
drinking at this phase is that nobody's pulling me aside. Nobody was sitting me down. I would complain to my husband, like, gosh, it's too much. Like, I feel like crap all the time. I just don't want to do this. And we would say, okay, we're going to cut back, or we're not going to drink next weekend. Or, it's like, okay, let me just pull in the reins. And I
Hmm.
was still doing, like I said, all the things. I was getting up and crushing my workouts and, and then, pouring a drink at the end of the day. So it
Hmm.
became very confusing. And that's really where we stay stuck because nothing bad is happening.
Hmm.
Yet at the same time, it's really starting to take a toll on how we're showing up.
So it's happening, but you're not noticing it because it's little by little, as opposed to the lowest point where people, you hear people have to be at rock bottom before but when it's like slowly
Yeah, yeah.
chipping away at you, as opposed to like
I
you've been,
say it's peeling the Band-Aid off very
okay.
slowly.
Hmm. Hmm. So other people aren't noticing either, or at least they're not talking. And
nobody's really talking. And
Mhm.
now the kids are a little older, they're middle school
Mhm.
age.
Okay.
And, the comments are coming, of course,
Mhm.
that, whatever I had done. I mean, I definitely done things I'm not proud of. And, kids can be your mirror
Mhm.
oftentimes.
Right. So when they said whatever they were saying to you, how did it feel, or what did it do, what was going on with you?
I really brushed it off a
Okay.
lot. Like, I'm an adult, and if I want to drink, I'm going to drink, or I
Mhm.
can go let loose, or we're going to go out and party, or I take care. My big excuse a lot was I work so hard to take care of you guys that I deserve this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Which now looking back is like it almost makes me cringe a little bit to think that
Mhm.
that's the way I thought, and that's
Mhm.
I believe that to be true.
Mhm.
And that's what alcohol told me was the
Right.
truth.
So we talk about the traitor.
Yes.
So that voice came through alcohol.
Yes.
That traitorous voice came through alcohol because it sounded like you didn't have a childhood where you needed to feel safe. You actually had a warm, loving childhood, right? So unless I'm mistaken, but that's what it
No,
sounds.
no, absolutely.
Right. So yours came through alcohol. Your
Yeah,
voice.
and I think it was very environmental, and that's how I was conditioned,
Mhm.
or the alcohol maybe conditioned me,
Well,
really.
society, the people around you, and then hand in hand. So the traitor was hand in hand with alcohol, was, speaking to you and saying, giving you the excuses and whatever it is, because they wanted to stay, they wanted to continue to be part of
Yeah.
you and your existence. So, okay, so your husband's drinking too, or right? You're socially, I mean, together.
Yes, we're connecting. And that was another thing. That was really how we connected a lot on the weekends or at night, sitting outside. We were having drinks to connect.
So what made the decision to say no more?
Well, I had been thinking about it for a while. I had seen something on television where these women were talking about how they had, quit drinking and motherhood. And I was like, I think my head did a 360. I was like, wait, what? I had never heard anyone speak like that.
Mm,
And so it had slowly been like, I was questioning it a little. I had started to question it,
hmm
yet I was still trying really hard to make it work because I
hmm
wanted it to work. I
hmm
said, oh, I'll never stop drinking. I love drinking.
hmm
And it started to become where I was waking up more often than not, regretting the night, regretting
Okay.
having too much to drink. The anxiety was at times crippling.
Okay.
And so that had gone on for a few years, really. I mean, I had considered it for a
Which
while.
is a long time, a few years.
Yeah, I think it was about, I want to say 4 years.
Okay.
And recently I heard a statistic that we consider stopping our drinking 11 years before we actually do.
Wow.
That's a long
Mhm.
time to be so stuck in this situation. But like I said, we hang on to it because we truly believe that we need this thing to go on. And so I'd getting to answer your question.
Mhm.
It was really one day my kids were in high school. They were a junior and senior, and I had had too much to drink one night. My daughter wasn't speaking to me, and um, I had said to my husband, "I'm done. I'm done doing this. I don't want this to go on anymore, and I don't know what I need to do, but this ends today."
How brave for you.
It took a lot of courage for me to do that, but it's been the best thing I've
Mm.
ever done in my life.
And yes, and dynamically, did it change with your husband? Because he was still
It was
drinking?
an adjustment because it
Mhm.
was definitely something we had been doing for the last,
Right.
23 years. I mean, we met in the business and now here we are using,
Mhm.
doing it to connect. And a few weeks before I quit, I had said to him, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't like who I've become. This doesn't feel like me. This isn't
Mhm.
how I want to show up anymore. Can we start playing, can we start playing pickleball?
Mm-hmm.
Friday night. Can we not, can we do that instead? And he was like, okay. He started to understand that it was making me miserable, really, at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was all for it. He was very
Mm-hmm.
supportive. He could not stop drinking. He still works in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to say, I am not anti-alcohol. I am very
Mm-hmm.
pro sobriety. So he couldn't stop because he does that, but very supportive. He just really wanted me to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we just had to find other habits to do,
Mm-hmm.
other
Mm-hmm.
things to do.
Mm-hmm. No, what a great, I'm loving how he responded because it isn't always like that.
No, it is not. I am very fortunate in that way.
And so yeah, and finding replacement, ways of connecting with him
Mhm.
is great.
Yeah.
And so you silenced the traitor. You silenced the voice that told you it was okay to drink and do all these things. I'm functioning. I'm getting stuff done. It's okay. It may feel lousy, but you know what? I'll. And
Mhm.
have you ever felt a need to go back, or were you able to just like what?
Once I made that decision, as
Mhm.
scary as it is, and we're so afraid to let it go, and they say if it scares you and excites you at the same time, then that's where the journey begins.
Mhm.
And it, I have not craved to go back. I mean, there are times where I'll romanticize it, but now
Mhm.
that I've done the deep work and I see the truth of what
Mhm.
the traitor has done,
Mhm.
I don't want that for myself anymore. I've seen the truth. I say a
Mhm.
lot of times it's like a toxic ex-boyfriend, you
Mhm.
know. You can still
Yeah.
romanticize maybe the way things were, but you're not going to
Mhm.
go back together with him.
What a great analogy, though. It's a really great analogy.
Thank you.
So when people come to you, um, and they may slip, how do you help them through that?
I think that the first thing I tell them to do is not to beat themselves up.
Hmm.
You're not starting from scratch.
Hmm.
This has not all gone to waste, everything that you've learned. And
Hmm.
let's take that moment to really, let's take advantage of this moment and realize what triggered you. We can really put our fingers on what happened, what made them pick up a drink again.
And that trigger point is very important, is to
Understanding
understand.
your triggers, being
Correct.
aware. I mean,
Mhm.
self-awareness that's really where it all begins.
Mhm. And then replacing that feeling like what you did with your husband, with the other. I don't know if you did pickleball in the end, but whatever you
We
did with,
did.
you
We
did.
did.
Okay,
We got
good.
really into pickleball. We played a lot of pickleball.
I hear it's great.
Yes, it's fun. And it was a great distraction because we just wanted to be busy and we're fun and we're still social.
Yeah.
We give alcohol so much credit for those things
Mhm.
that
More than it deserves.
absolutely.
Hmm. That's an important piece too.
Hmm.
Do you think now with all this recent knowledge about alcohol, it used to be like you can still have a couple of drinks and you're not hurting yourself. And now I hear, it's some people believe that even one drink is harmful.
That is what they're saying now. Yeah,
Do
I
people ask you questions about that? I don't know what's right. I'm just hearing stuff in the.
Yeah, I don't know what's right either. I mean, now it's been linked to 7 different types of cancer, and so that's the science. I'll leave that to the experts. I'm not an expert there. I know for me, I wasn't stepping away from alcohol because it was
Right.
damaging my health. It was damaging my mental health for sure. It
Mhm.
was at some point someone said, "Gosh, you must have been really depressed to drink." And I'm like,
Interesting.
no, actually, not at all. I'm a very
Mhm.
happy person, but it was making me depressed.
Mhm. Well, it is a
I'm not
depressant,
depressed at all. I'm
right?
actually very happy, but every time I do this, it makes me anxious and depressed.
So how does it feel being happy all the time?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
it's so crazy how much your life changes when change when you stop drinking.
Mhm.
It's there have been so many surprises on this journey that have just been
Mhm.
amazing.
And just in general about the Trader Within, it is true with most of us, when we silence our traitor within, it opens up a whole new world
Oh, yeah.
because with the traitor within was preventing us being our best self.
Absolutely. I love that. I know I say it's like nothing changed, but everything changed.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I get that.
Mm.
And how long has it been?
So I just celebrated 3 years.
Happy 3 years.
Thank
Happy
you.
on your fourth.
My yes, it's been great, and my children are very proud.
Yes.
They've seen me overcome drinking, and they've seen me that I'm so happy now. So I think
Mm.
for them it's been, and for me it's been a really good lesson in showing them how that you can change no matter what.
Right. And that's a really an important lesson for your children to know that in general, to take that to anything in their lives.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
be so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Jessica.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close?
Yeah, I want to share about a little bit about what I do
Mhm.
and how it started. So when I decided that I was done drinking, I had reached out to well, I got a therapist
Mhm.
and I went to some meetings. I tried a lot of different things. I didn't just do one thing. And I think that's what's so great about sobriety coaching is that it's kind of a holistic approach to what works for you.
Mhm.
So, because I did so many different things, I was able to sort of form my own path. And on one of the things I did on this path was I reached out to some friends who also were thinking about quitting, and I said, let's get together. Let's get together every week. We'll support one another, and then that's how really the happiest hour began. And then
Mhm.
I decided last year I was going to get my certification in recovery. And yeah, so here I am.
And so you said you tried different things and took
Yeah.
that knowledge to create this
Yeah.
safe, welcoming place
Hmm.
for women
Hmm.
to cope, with their sobriety or cope with letting go of the alcohol, I guess, for many different reasons. I'm assuming they all come with different stories.
And however that looks for you. So if you're looking for a therapist, we'll find you a therapist. You want to find a
Okay.
meeting? I'll find you a meeting. Whatever you are comfortable doing,
Mhm.
and we all really do. We know the answers deep down
Mhm.
somewhere.
Mhm.
And sometimes we just need someone to help us get there.
Mhm. And so, if I remember correctly, your business, as far as the concierge meetings, it's in Florida.
Yes, I'm in Lighthouse Point, Florida. So we're like between Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale.
So funny. I've been to that area so many times. I never heard of Lighthouse.
It
Wow.
is a small town.
Interesting. I love it though. Is there a lighthouse?
There's a lighthouse and it's really small. I don't know the size, the exact, length of Lighthouse Point, but yeah, we're all the way east on the ocean. It's a beautiful, quaint little town, very big boating community.
Mm.
And I play tennis here. I've raised my children here. It's a really, really nice city.
Do you walk to the ocean? Does it bring you peace? Is it something that helps?
I do. I love the ocean.
Mm.
Definitely brings me a lot of peace. I do a lot of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Always brings me back when I things get crazy. So I do a lot of yoga. I walk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, just remembering if you're listening and you're struggling, the to just understand your why and really get confident on what your why is, and because it will always circle back to that.
Mm. That's wonderful advice.
Thanks.
So to get help from you, to join the group, you have to be local. Um,
Yes.
is there anything online yet?
Well, I can do Zoom meetings online.
Oh.
So if you wanted to do a private one-on-one coaching, we can do that remotely.
Mhm.
And if you are local, Palm Beach, Broward County, you can go on my website,
Mhm.
which is www.happiesthouraf.com. And if
Mhm.
you want to message me, I'm on Instagram at happiest_hour AF.
By the way, I love the name of your.
Thank you.
You do. It's a great name.
It's fun.
Was it hard to come up with, or it just was aha? It just fit.
I don't, I can't remember. I mean, I did start the name a few years ago when I started my first group, but it
Mhm.
just seems fitting and we try to make it light.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can be so heavy when we're stuck in those cycles and it is hard. And
Mhm.
we're here to support one another. But it also it's to be this is life. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be lived to the fullest. And
Mhm.
so I try to make things light. And I think you follow me on Instagram, so you
Mhm.
see
Yep.
that I try to,
Mhm.
make it as happy as possible.
Mhm. And for other people to follow you on Instagram, what is your handle or
It's
whatever it's called?
happiest underscore hour AF.
Okay.
AF standing for alcohol free.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Very nice. Okay, it makes sense.
Or you could use the other AF that, I can
Um,
message you the meaning later if you want.
okay, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, is there anything else you want to share before we close?
Not at all. I just really appreciate you asking me to come on, and I just love what you're doing as well. And your podcasts are phenomenal.
Thank you. And it's what it is because of people like you and who are
Thank
willing
you.
to tell their stories and their journey. And so other people know that they're not alone, that there
Mm-hmm.
is support out there
Mm-hmm.
and and that you can do it, they can do it.
Absolutely.